kind of difficult, bored sometimes, you know. But hey, if they love it, hey, more power to them, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and my struggle was that at that time I was single and I was in this building full of men because in software mostly
Mostly
engineers are
guys.
men, right? So and I'm heterosexual, so I am into men, and I would just like wear, a nice dress and hoping for some attention, and there was zero attention.
No, they,
That was like, oh my
no,
god.
no, most of them guys be like, oh no, I'm not doing it. No, now you might have one or two might thought about it, but then at the last second, oh no, I'm not. Never mind. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of politics on jobs, and a lot of people, a lot of guys in particular, don't want to take a chance that the relation, even if, let's say you go on a date with a woman on a job, and a lot of guys are afraid that it might go wrong. So they're like, okay, if it goes wrong, now I still have to work with this woman. I have to work with this person, and now, they might go back to HR and say I did this and did that, and so that's why a lot of guys, and even some women, will say, no, I don't date on the job. No, no.
Yeah, I get that aspect, and here, like a lot of them, like they don't date anyone because there is again, like, now many of them are my clients when we have sessions, and we literally, like, I'm teaching them how to flirt, like what to do on a date.
Yeah, they
A
don't
lot
know.
of times there is that fear, and like no
Yeah.
one teaches you how to do that, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
how to say
because
compliment, like
yeah,
how
because
to make a move.
yeah, because I think there's I guess there's like a line between, I guess a fine line between flirting and being offensive to some people. A lot of guys will say, well, I don't want her to take it the wrong way. So I said, well, just compliment her on her shoes. She can't take that the wrong way. Either you like it or you don't. But stay away from the dress. Stay stay away from the dress. You can compliment on the dress, but don't say, "Hey, I like the way I like your curves in the dress." No, don't say that. That's unless you know her, you personally, and you spent time around her, and you know her well enough. Okay, that's different. But if you don't know her, don't make comments like that. That could go somewhere else on the job.
Yeah. I get that. And what works really well, like complimenting eyes,
Yeah.
or like your smile,
Yeah.
that and not that, like that objectifying, right? That you have like certain shape of lips or certain like that you're beautiful. A lot of times it's like, oh, but that's not my achievement. It's not me, right? But
Yeah.
then, like, complimenting how I feel, that like, oh, like you're smiling and it feels comfortable. I feel like talking to you. Just getting in that flow of really connecting with your body, and then it flows naturally. So
Yeah.
that's what we explore, when I'm working with
Yeah.
someone, that like helping them to pass those fears and barriers, because in our society, men have to make a move when it's heterosexual, right?
Yeah.
And it's super sad. I have so much empathy for men, because I just realized recently that I never had to worry to make a move, because usually in this dynamic, man does it, and I never appreciated it. I just recently, when I work with them, I started to really appreciate it. It's hard.
And that's a great thing, because a lot of women don't get approached. That's good. That's good. That men approach you a lot. A lot of women don't. They don't get approached a lot at all. And a lot of times, a lot of guys can't tell if a woman would be interested in them, or is interested in them, or attracted to them, So what I've seen over the past 20 years, especially working these corporate jobs, is if a woman doesn't like you, don't compliment her. Now I'm talking, if you know she don't like you, don't give her no compliments. That could go way, that could go somewhere. Because I've seen instances where a woman went to HR and said, hey, this guy keeps telling me about my dress and my shoes and my hair. He's harassing me. So I said, so I just listened to his story, and he said, I asked him what happened. He said, well, every day I see her when she's coming out the elevator for the past, I don't know, month or two. I just said, hi, good morning, whatever. You look good today, or whatever, or something like that, right? I said, oh, she just didn't like you, that's all, you know. But he didn't know, he couldn't tell. She just ain't interested. She don't like you, and that's okay, you know. So a lot of guys have problems with that. They can't tell. Well, they'll say, well, I don't know if she likes me, and I don't know if she don't like me either. But I would say, and in my experience, I might not know if a woman likes me, but I know if she don't like me. Oh yeah, I'll pick up on that. I'll pick up on the dislike much quicker than the likes.
Yeah, because like this is something I want to add to what you're talking about, that like creepy. There is a fear of showing up as creepy, right?
Yeah.
And on women's side, we're like, oh, like that guy's creepy, that guy's creepy.
Yeah.
Like I don't like creepy guys, right? And I was like really thinking, what makes it creepy? And what came up, that exactly what you're saying, that if I don't like guy and he's like making move, it feels creepy.
Yeah.
But if I like guy, whatever he does, like for the most part, like I just like it. It feels great. It doesn't feel creepy at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's I think that's a major problem. Because you know, if a woman likes you, man, you can say almost anything. You know, and even if you go overboard, she'll be like, "Hey, don't say it like that. You know, say it like this. You know, that sounds better. You know." But that's the only reason she's doing that, because there's some type of interest there. You know. Now, if she didn't like you at all, then she'd be like, "Oh, he's kind of creepy." You know. Simple things is that it's like it made such a big difference.
Yeah, and you know, there is advanced stuff that we probably don't have to cover right now, that let's say there is a woman who doesn't like you, but you really like her.
Yeah,
you can still do things to turn it around, but you have to use some advanced stuff.
Yeah, a lot of times if you have the chance to do that, a lot of times, a lot of guys, you just don't have the opportunity to kind of like switch that, you know, the vibe between the woman. A lot of times, you might, especially if you're at the job, you only have but so much time to talk. Because a lot of people at these jobs, they kind of on the move. They going to lunch. They coming into lunch. They coming in the morning, or they might be going down the hallway, so you don't really have a lot of time to talk. So it's a lot of times you can, if a woman might not be attracted to you, it's possible that you could, you know, she could come around, but most of the time it's a lot of, if you have the chance, you know, it's possible.
yeah, and another thing that, like, again, there are exceptions, but generally speaking, like, men mostly visual, like when it comes to attraction, and women are not visual. So for women, attraction comes from this like sense, smell, how I feel, right? So a lot of times what happened to me, that like there is a guy that like I don't like him, like I don't find him attractive at all. And then he gets closer and he starts talking, and I feel something so amazing just next to him that I start liking him.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. You know, it happens all the time. You know, but like a lot of that depends on where you met her at, the environment, and you know all that stuff, man. But I always say, man, I tell a lot of guys, you know, when it comes to jobs, just get a phone number and try to talk outside the job. That's
don't do it at job.
It's difficult.
That's your advice. See, yeah. I met my husband at work.
Yeah. Now there's always exception. There's always an exception to the rule. But for the most part, I've known a lot of people that met at the jobs. I know some, a lot of them. But for the most part, I've heard some horror stories. Guys, you know, they get fired. I said, "Oh man, that's messed up, man." So, and I always say too, if you don't care about the job, if it's just you just working at, I don't know, restaurant or, you know, something like that. Okay, hey, knock yourself out and go for it. But if you care about that job, you got to be careful. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's it's safer not to do it at work unless there is a special person.
Yeah.
If you feel like there is a special person